attaquant, à quelle place vous avez vraiment fait un pas récemment?
Je pense que c'est sûr qu'en arrivant dans notre zone, ça s'est amélioré beaucoup. C'est sûr que l'autre équipe va arriver avec la pression puis une bonne attaque, mais je pense qu'en arrivant, on est beaucoup plus fort.
Mike, le fait que ça commence un match en après-midi, est-ce que c'est un avantage côté décalage horaire? Finalement, vous n'avez pas trop d'ajustements à faire à ce niveau-là?
Ouais, je pense que tu dois juste te dire que c'est un match à 7 heures, puis c'est business as usual dans ce sens-là.
Comment vous voyez ça comme measuring stick, là, les 5 prochains matchs qui s'en viennent, voyage dans l'Ouest, des grosses équipes aussi qui s'en viennent?
Ouais, je pense que tu regardes l'horaire qu'on a qui s'en vient pour tout le reste de la saison. C'est toutes des équipes qui sont fortes. Puis comme le match contre Boston, je pense que ça, c'est les matchs qu'on veut jouer, les matchs qui sont importants, qui sont excitants, puis meaningful dans ces sens-là.
Récemment, la game, en fait, cette année, la game de Caden Primo a vraiment monté. On l'a vu l'autre soir aussi. Mais ce qu'on remarque de lui, c'est qu'il ne donne pas beaucoup de rebonds. Il gobe beaucoup de pucks contre son corps, puis tout ça. Jusqu'à quel point un gardien qui a cette efficacité-là pour les défenseurs, c'est important?
C'est sûr que c'est une habilité qui est très difficile à faire comme goaler. Donc, le fait qu'il peut le faire si souvent, c'est impressionnant. Puis c'est sûr que c'est très bon pour notre équipe.
Aviez-vous le feeling que Caden pourrait être solide comme ça, sans l'avoir vu beaucoup parce qu'ils étaient trois? Aviez-vous le feeling qu'il y avait ça, cette game-là, en lui?
Bien, je pense que ça, c'est une des raisons qu'on avait trois. C'est parce que tous les trois faisaient des importants parties de notre équipe, puis on ne voulait pas les perdre. Puis ça, c'est un testament de ces trois-là, puis l'habileté qu'ils ont.
I just want to pick up on what you're talking about, like the structure in the D zone and how you feel like that's solidified of late. What was that process like? 'Cause I think at times it might have slipped. Even Marty was mentioning, during that trip in Nashville and whatever, how it kind of slipped up. What happens when it slips?
I think anytime you work on anything, you hope that gets better and that nothing else slips. And there's good hockey players on the other team that are going to try to force you to slip in some area. And so the goal is to slip the least often as possible. And I feel like we've been doing that much better, whether it's D zone, neutral zone, or carrying the puck through the neutral zone, getting it from our zone to their zone, all those types of things that can lead to, if you do slip, will be pretty dangerous. I feel like we've been limiting that very well.
In your time around Caden Primo, what have been your impressions of him as a goaltender and also how he handles adversity?
Well, I think he's definitely very hard on himself and wants to be the best he can possibly be. And so that comes through in his work ethic and how much he cares and is dialed in when he's at the rink. And so I think as he's been getting older, he's been getting better at, letting things go and continuing to have that work ethic part of being hard on yourself. And so that's going to bring him a lot of success.
Mike, two teams with a number of similarities, and one of them happens to be just the youth and a look to the future. And I just wonder how important that is for your group to have not only that youthful energy, but the contributors and their meaningful, impactful players.
Well, I think if you look at the success we've had, a lot of it has come from the young players that we have, and that's super exciting for the future of the team. At the same time, I think it's a privilege to play in this league, and you don't want to kind of constantly be thinking, we'll just wait for the future. We'll be good in the future. Just because the Montreal Canadiens will be around in years to come doesn't mean you will be. And so I think everybody on our team understands that it's a privilege to play for this team, and we want to be part of that solution.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Merci.
Morning, Alex.
Morning.
Alex here. Alex, how do you approach the next week as a measuring stick for your team, knowing that you're going to face some very tough teams?
Yeah, I think it's a big week for us, big trip. Kind of don't look too far in the future. I think ahead of this one tonight, playing a lot of good teams, like you said, but I think it's an opportunity for us to go on the road and come together as a group and find a way to pull out some wins. I think we've been in some really close matches here recently, so try and get on the right side of a few of these and carry it into the rest of the season.
You're saying that you don't want to look too far ahead, but I'm pretty sure that when you look at the schedule, you look at that trip saying, well, that's going to end in a special way.
Yeah. That's definitely been one that's been circled for me for, since the summer. Pretty exciting to be back there. I know it's obviously still a great team that we're going to be playing against, but I'm going to be a pretty special couple of days in Denver for me, and looking forward to getting back.
Since you've been back, you've been playing a lot of first power play, a lot of time on the first unit. How much does that playing time and those touches help you in your overall game?
Yeah, it's been great. I think it's a privilege to be where I'm at there on the first unit, but I think our power play's been doing pretty well, and I think in that spot, I've been doing pretty well to be in there and create some room for other guys and. Just figure out kind of how we work as a whole, coming in, fresh to the unit. But yeah, it's been good. You're put in those key situations to help this team win, and I think that's the position that I want to be in as a player, and you put in those situations to make a difference in the game, and just got to continue to try and find a way to help our team get over that hop on the power play and get some goals.
When you come back after a shift on that unit there, whether it's a minute and a half, and if you don't score, do you feel like there's a carrying effect like the rest of your game if you've been involved?
Yeah, 100%. I think power plays, as much as you're out there to score goals, a lot of time momentum's a huge factor in a power play. If you can put the pressure on the other team, and if you can, cause duress on them, even if you don't score a goal, a lot of the times that energy carries over and carries over for other guys to, go out there and do the same thing the next shift. So that's a big part of it as well. If you don't score, at least create some momentum for the team.
Alex, veterans are no doubt essential to any team that's going to be successful, but how much pride do this group of young players take in sort of being able to take it and run with it right now and in the near future?
Yeah, 100%. I think every team, needs veteran guys and needs, older players to kind of pave the way for the younger guys coming up through. But I think we know that, the core of this team is pretty young right now. Majority of the guys in this team are pretty young, just coming into the league. So for us, I think we know that we have a lot of the pieces, amongst these young guys in our team, and we know that hopefully a lot of us will be here for the near future and building it to where we want to go. So I think we have that confidence among ourselves that the guys that we need to win are in this room and with this group, and we're going to make the most we can of it.
Forechecking wise, are you a better team recently, at your point of view?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's been a big focus of us, throughout the year. But I think as a group, you continue to build it, and I think being a young team is a piece of that as well. But I think at this point of the season, our forecheck's been really good. I think it's been a key part of our game and keeping pucks alive and winning pucks back. And I think in order to have success, you got to have a good forecheck. So it's been good for us.
Is it part of the reason that defensively you're way more effective recently?
Yeah, I think so. 100%. If they don't get in your zone, if you can kill pucks in the O zone or win pucks back in their zone, creates a little less stress on you defensively. So that's a big part of it. But I think just playing a lot better as a group of five. I think that's really the bottom line.
You had a guy on your line, Joel Armia, who's very good on that part of his game. You feel his impact on your line, the way that he forechecked.
Yeah, definitely. I think part of that is the way he uses his body. He's a strong guy. He wins those puck battles. He wins those 50-50s a lot of the time. I'm confident that he's going to come out with the puck a lot of those times. So, great guy to play with in that sense. He's a strong guy, and winning those battles is a huge part of the game.
How much extra emphasis have you put on face-off work since you came back?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I've kind of always tried to work on it. I think it's a big part of the game, face-offs. Especially as I knew I was going to be playing center probably for the remainder of the year here. So if you want to be put in those reliable situations, you got to be able to win draws and take care of business in that side of it. So definitely something I've worked on. And I think a bit of it's confidence as well. Just kind of figuring out how guys react and how to adjust. If you're not winning some, or which tactics kind of go to here and there. But I think it's improved since I've been back. I don't think my face-off percentage has been higher than it has probably since I've been back from injury. So just got to keep that rolling and keep it a part of my game.
Thank you, Alex. Good job.
Justement, Chantal vient nous annoncer que Jayden allait revenir dans la formation. Qu'est-ce que Jayden doit faire pour peut-être retourner au standard peut-être qu'on a connu?
Je pense pas qu'il a besoin de rien faire de différent. C'est un gars, c'est sa première année professionnelle. Il a joué au collège avec l'horaire qu'on a. Le voyagement, c'est quelque chose qu'il a à composer, qu'il doit apprendre là-dedans. Puis, fait que la première année professionnelle, souvent, un gars qui sort du collège est difficile. Je pense qu'il a joué des très, très bons matchs pour nous. Il a été c'était une belle surprise pour nous cette année. Je pense qu'il a juste moyen de rester lui-même. C'est un gars qui a un bon physique, un bon patin, capable de bien défendre, un bon bâton, capable de faire une bonne première passe, beaucoup de poise avec la rondelle. Fait que c'est toutes des choses qu'on aime. Il a juste moyen de continuer à faire ça.
C'est quoi, comment tu t'expliques cette espèce de processus-là avec un jeune de haut puis de bas? Comment ça, on aurait dit qu'en décembre, il n'y a rien qui pouvait mal aller pour lui. C'est-tu parce que ça fait boule de neige quand tu as un ou deux mauvais matchs?
C'est pour tous les joueurs. Tu regardes tous les joueurs, tu regardes les gars comme Ovechkin, qui, à un moment donné, on pensait qu'il était plus capable de compter des buts. Tous les joueurs, c'est impossible d'être toujours au maximum. C'est impossible. Tout le monde a des hauts, des bas, c'est de même dans la vie. C'est même, tu regardes les équipes, tu as des hauts, des bas, fait que c'est pas différent pour des jeunes joueurs. Puis c'est sûr, quand tu es un jeune joueur, que tu es plus un bubble, ben souvent lui, des fois, qui va écoper quand que, tu veux faire des changements en formation. Puis tu veux pas que des joueurs restent trop longtemps non plus assis. Fait que des fois, il y a pas une petite rotation, mais moi, je vois pas. C'est pas quelque chose d'alarmant pour moi. Là.
Lui spécialement, Jayden se complique pas la vie. Il m'a l'air d'un gars comme ça, en tout cas. Puis quand on lui parle, il est toujours au jour le jour. Il dit « moi, je suis au jour le jour ». Une attitude comme ça, est-ce que ça aide à passer à travers 2-3 matchs où tu es laissé de côté puis revenir après?
C'est sûr que je te dirais c'est de même pour tous les joueurs un peu. T'es bon aujourd'hui, t'en scores 3, le lendemain, t'en joues une mauvaise. On se rappelle toujours du dernier match. Fait que chaque jour, c'est une nouvelle bataille. Puis, comme je le disais tantôt, quand tu es un jeune joueur qui essaie de t'établir dans la Ligue nationale, il ne faut pas que tu laisses les mauvaises performances ou un mauvais match ou te laisser de côté t'affecter. Il faut que tu reviennes rapidement. Puis là, il y a une chance de revenir dans la line-up ce soir. Puis je ne suis pas inquiète pour lui. Là.
Stéphane, the penalty kill earlier this season, it feels like you were giving up a lot down low. And that kind of, I think Pasternak the other night had that chance back door on the low play. How have you, it's been more rare that you're giving up those chances. How have you stopped that? Because I know in a diamond, that's the weak area. How have you kind of made that adjustment to stop that?
I mean, for us, we're willing to give up the stuff. Obviously, not a bang play, not a backdoor play. We're not willing to give that. It's how we want to play our PK. I think the good PK, they're connected. The 4 guys that are on the ice with the goalie, they're predictable and they know their responsibility. And I think credit to the players, like lately they've been good. The goalies have made some big saves and the players have blocked big shots. All the little details, all the little like winning face-offs, clears, all these little things, I think it adds up and that's when...
Raf mentioned the other day how you've put more emphasis on being aggressive up top on the penalty kill. What led you to make that change, and how does that affect the other guys when you do that?
I think it's more like a group. Like as a coaching staff, we're always trying to find ways to get better as a team and improve a little bit here and there what we're doing. And we felt like maybe we weren't aggressive as much, and we felt like if F1 at the top would be a little more aggressive. Now the other 3 guys, they have to be a little more aggressive and they have to be connected with F1. And I think that's kind of the little things, little adjustment that as a staff that we decide to make.
Avez-vous récemment, Stéphane, trouvé peut-être une meilleure synergie entre vos défenseurs, vos attaquants, pour améliorer le jeu collectif? Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose qui est arrivé récemment?
Je dirais pas qu'il y a quelque chose de récemment. Je te dirais que c'est plus un travail de longue haleine. Ça fait Martin, depuis qu'il est arrivé, il implante la façon de jouer. Puis ça prend un certain temps avant d'avoir les bienfaits, si on peut dire. Fait que je pense pour nous, on essaye toujours, puis plus que les gars jouent, plus qu'on pratique, plus qu'on renforce, plus qu'on reparle. À un moment donné, ça vient plus naturel.
Vous êtes meilleur dans le qui fait quoi, peut-être?
Exactement. Fait que, ça prend du temps. Des changements, ça se fait pas du jour au lendemain. Puis il faut rester patient. Puis on a encore des choses qu'on peut améliorer, mais je pense qu'on s'en va dans la bonne direction, puis c'est ça qui est positif.
On parle beaucoup des améliorations de Yoel Armia depuis une couple de mois quand même. C'est un morceau important de votre piqué aussi. C'est en tant que responsable de cette phase-là.
Il est excellent. Honnêtement, c'est une grosse pièce, comme tu l'as dit, comme bien d'autres joueurs aussi. Mais c'est sûr que Joel, c'est un gros bonhomme. Il a un très bon bâton. Il lit bien le jeu, il est capable de bien anticiper. Il couvre beaucoup de place à cause de sa grandeur, sa portée. Fait qu'il fait beaucoup de bonnes choses. Il était bon en échec avant. On appelle le up-ice pressure, en désavantage. Il est capable d'aller mettre de la pression puis créer. Si on regarde la dernière game contre Boston, où il était capable de. Tu tues 20-30 secondes juste en mettant de la pression. C'est quelque chose qu'il est capable de bien faire. Il est capable de bloquer des lancers. Fait que, non, vraiment, il joue du très gros hockey pour nous. Ça, c'est sûr.
Ça se peut-tu aussi qu'à 5 contre 5, lui, Armia et Anderson sont devenus récemment des forecheckers efficaces, puis ça vous a aidé à ce que la POC reste plus loin de vos goalers puis de vos défenseurs?
Bien, c'est sûr, ça part de là. Si tu es capable de. Tout le temps que tu es capable de passer dans une offensive, c'est du temps que tu n'as pas à te défendre. Puis de t'échec avant, c'est quelque chose qu'on a quand même parlé beaucoup. Puis c'est sûr, ces gros bonhommes-là qui sont capables d'aller mettre de la pression avec bon bâton, qui sont capables de finir leur mise en échec, capables de récupérer des rondelles. Puis justement, ça crée du momentum pour notre équipe aussi.
Marty, the other day was asked about the run you're on a penalty kill and said, oh, we should get Roby in here to answer these questions, which several days later you're doing. What's his role and Letowski's role in the penalty kill? I mean, I know that you run it, but how do they help?
Well, they're huge. Like for me, I always go over like all the stuff that I have with Trevor, like the past game that we just played and the game that we're going to play, the stuff I have on the pre-scout on the other team. So Trevor has been a huge help. I've talked with him this summer. We had a few meetings over Zoom, talk about like if there's anything that we could do. And obviously, like Marty steps in here after, and we're looking at it together. And it's really a group. And even Alex Burrows, who runs the power play, sometimes he gives us insight on what's hard for our PP.
Right.
You know, like so it's a group collaboration, and I think that's what has been good for us.
Merci, monsieur.
Merci.